Zero tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence,
legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
when you enter the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum, you go through the port of entry, do it the legal way. The Attorney General of the United States has made that clear.
Did you guys see that? That little clip right there is just a taste of what we're about to watch. You are going to see former ICE Director Tom Homan, a man who has dedicated his life to enforcing our laws, absolutely dismantle the arguments of a congresswoman who seems to have forgotten what the word illegal means. This is one of those videos that just makes you cheer for common sense. You've got a career politician trying to score cheap political points, and a seasoned professional who just calmly and coolly explains the reality of the situation. It's an absolute masterclass in how to handle a loaded question. Stick around because we're about to break down this entire exchange. And hey, if you enjoy seeing common sense win the day, do me a favor and smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Let's get into it.
EVE Online is a vast universe.
Mr. Chair, I was looking, how did we get to this point? How did we get to this point where we take children out of mothers' and fathers' arms? And, it dated back, family separation in the way that we have seen it, where we take children away from their parents without due process, began last year under Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen, but I had to dig further. And our staff dug further. But where did this start within the administration? She implemented it. And we found a memo. It dates back to April 23rd of 2018, where there was an official recommendation to, quote, pursue prosecution of all amenable adults who cross our border, quote, illegally, even though this applied to legal asylum seekers in practice, including those presenting with a family unit between ports of entry in coordination with DOJ. Here is the memo that I would like to submit to the congressional record. And so I looked at this memo, and it seems like this is the source of it. And it seems as though, Mr. Homan, that you are the author. It says here from yourself, Kevin Mikulinen, and Francis Cisna. Is this correct? Did you sign the memo?
I'd have to see what you...
Give her
I'd be happy to provide it. And we'll provide it over, but I would like to note that here it says the official recommendation. There were 3 different options presented. The third included the option for family separation. This initiative would pursue prosecution of all amenable adults, including those presenting with a family unit. Mr. Homan, your name is on this. Is this correct?
Yes, I signed that memo.
So you are the author of the family separation policy?
I am not the author of this memo.
You're not the author, but you signed the memo.
Yes, a zero tolerance memo.
So you provided the official recommendation to Secretary Nielsen on for the United States to pursue family separation.
I gave Secretary Nielsen numerous recommendations on how to secure the border and save lives.
But it says here that you gave her numerous options, but the recommendation was option 3, family separation.
What I'm saying, this is not the only paper where we've given the Secretary numerous options to secure the border and save lives.
And so the recommendation, of the many that you recommended family separation.
I recommended zero tolerance.
Which includes family separation.
The same as is with every U.S. citizen parent gets arrested when they're with a child.
Zero tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence, I separated that father
Mr.
from his
Homan, with
family.
all due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
When you enter the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum, you go through the port of entry, do it the legal way. The Attorney General of the United States has made that clear.
Okay.
From the very first second, AOC comes out swinging with this loaded question about zero tolerance being a policy to separate children. She's trying to frame it emotionally right from the start. But look at Tom Homan. He doesn't even flinch. He immediately comes back with a perfect real-world analogy. If I get arrested for a DUI with my kid in the car, I get separated from them. Boom. It's that simple. He just completely neutralizes her emotional attack with pure, undeniable logic. It's standard procedure. You break the law, you face the consequences, and that might mean being separated from your children. It happens to American citizens every single day. And what does AOC do? She can't handle the logic, so she interrupts him. Mr. Homan, with all due respect, which is what politicians say right before they say something completely disrespectful. She tries to pivot to legal asylum seekers, but Homan is a step ahead. He calmly points out that crossing the border illegally is in fact a violation of United States Code 1325. He's citing the actual law to a lawmaker. The humiliation is just starting. He's literally explaining her job to her. She says seeking asylum is legal, and he hits her back with, then do it the legal way at a port of entry. It's just devastatingly simple. He makes her look like a total amateur. Then comes the big gotcha moment, or at least what she thought was a gotcha moment. She pulls out this memo like she's Perry Mason revealing the killer. She's so dramatic, trying to build this narrative that she's uncovered the evil mastermind behind family separations. She points to his name on the document and thinks she has him trapped. But Homan's reaction is priceless. He's completely unfazed. He looks at the memo and says, "Yep, I signed that." No fear, no hesitation. He owns it. Why? Because he's done nothing wrong.
Imagine bringing your side project to life just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
AOC asks if he's the author of the family separation policy, and he gives the perfect, truthful answer, "I am not the author of this memo." He signed a memo about having zero tolerance for crime, a concept she seems to struggle with. He explains that he gave the secretary numerous options to secure the border and save lives. He was doing his job. He was providing solutions. She just can't grasp it. She keeps trying to force him into this evil villain box, and he just won't fit. He keeps calmly explaining the basic functions of law enforcement. The entire time, he's firm, respectful, and armed with facts. She, on the other hand, is emotional, and her arguments are full of holes. This whole exchange was just a complete beatdown. She walked into that hearing trying to create a viral clip for her base, and she did, but she's the one who ended up looking foolish. Tom Homan mocked and humiliated her, not by being loud or aggressive, but by being calm, knowledgeable, and right. He exposed her as an inexperienced politician who is more interested in activism than in actually understanding the laws she's supposed to be writing.
A quick question, and I want to make one quick statement. I find it very offensive that anybody would compare any federal employee, frankly, to someone who, the Gestapo or running Nazi concentration camps. That is very offensive. I have 15 seconds and I yield it to you.
Thank you for saying that. I wish somebody in Democratic leadership would say that out loud. Look, you want to know why there's 50,000 people in detention? You want to know why we have 1 million illegal entries in the United States? You want to know why we have these issues? Because you have failed to secure the border. You have failed to work with this president to close the 3 loopholes we've asked for 2 years to close. So if you want to know why this issue exists, you need to look in the mirror. You have failed American people for not securing the border and closing loopholes.
Mr. Homan, please respect the chair and the authority of the chair. The time of the gentleman has expired.
I've asked you politely to let me go beyond my time, and you let other people go beyond their time, but not to Tom Homan. He don't get me go beyond his time.
Mr. Homan, we have approved an agreement between the Republicans and the Democrats with the ranking member. We increased the time of one witness, one member of Congress who was interrupted by a protest. That is done with the approval of the ranking member. Please respect the chair's authority. I
respect the chair's authority, but the chair...
Mr. Homan!
You work for me. I'm a taxpayer. I'm a taxpayer. You work for me.
Judge Lopez, I'm going to quickly note there's a reason the Democrats have scheduled you on this panel, because you have a long pattern of sentencing criminal defendants to egregiously light sentences, including one child molester who molested a 4-year-old and 9-year-old, and you sentenced him to only 6 years in prison, including, as we heard before, one woman who was responsible for killing her 1-year-old son, who was coated in fentanyl. His pajamas were coated in fentanyl. Judge Lopez, I'm going to quickly note there's a reason the Democrats have scheduled you on this panel, because you have a long pattern of sentencing criminal defendants to egregiously light sentences, including one child molester who molested a 4-year-old and 9-year-old.